Hello there. My name is Maureen with my co-host Corey. We are The Real Guys, and this is The Real Show with 2 E's. Jump on your motorcycle, grab your whip, and jump on a train. Today we're taking on Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Very glad to do this with you, Corey. As always, I'm calling my co-host Corey. How are you doing today, Corey?
I'm doing very well, thank you. And I believe when this comes out, may technically not be, but I believe this is the first time we're recording a show where we're actually covering a film that is currently in cinemas.
Is it? Will it still be in cinemas by the time this comes out?
I don't know, because it's going to come out in about 3 weeks.
Okay.
I don't know when Indiana Jones is coming out of cinema run.
Okay, it's August now. It's the start of August now.
But as of recording, it is currently in cinemas.
Okay.
Still, you can watch it as we're currently recording.
Amazing. I watched it last week on Tuesday. I just watched it.
We're still like a month late.
Yeah, we're still a month late to it. Yeah.
But it is in cinemas.
It's it's recent enough for us. Goodness me, recent enough for us. I mean, it's not a Barbie or an Oppenheimer. But will we ever review Barbie or Oppenheimer? I want to maybe.
Might go watch them at some point.
Yeah, I might go watch them at some point. You seem like more of an Oppenheimer man, Corey, than a Barbie man.
I would go watch both.
I'd watch both.
But if I had to pick one, I think I would pick Oppenheimer.
Oh, I think I picked Barbie.
Wow.
I'm a Margot Robbie fan.
I like a good hard hitting film.
Okay.
Makes me think.
Nice.
I feel like
Barbie.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Yep.
I've not plugged our socials.
Yes, go on.
YouTube.
Where are we?
The Real Show. Good question. I wish we were somewhere. The Real Show on Twitter. Real Show FM. Audio podcasts, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get podcasts.
Yep.
Android, wherever, we're there as well. Even if you just listen to Siren Radio on Lincoln, we get plugged all the time apparently. So just listen to us wherever. We're cool. We're pretty cool, I think.
Sure.
Dial of Destiny, 2023. Oh, wow, it's good to see that again.
Yep.
To see that year. It's an action-adventure film by James Mangold, director of Logan or The Wolverine. You ever seen Logan or The Wolverine?
I've not.
I've seen both.
I've been meaning to watch Logan.
Yeah, Logan is
everyone
great.
Goes on about it.
Yeah, that's James Mangold.
Yeah.
Amazing. Co-wrote with Jez Butterworth and David Coap. David Coap, who did Crystal Skull.
Yep.
And did he do Last Crusade? I don't know. Well, he's done one before. This is the 5th and final installment in the Indiana Jones film series. Is that true? We'll discuss it.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Starring the great Harrison Ford, John Rhys Davies, Karen Allen reprising their roles.
Yep.
We've got Phoebe Waller-Bridge. We've got Antonio Banderas. We've got Toby Jones. We've got Boyd Holbrook. We've got Ethan Eisdor, and we've got Mads Mikkelsen. And a fantastic cast. But obviously we'll get on to them pretty soon. When did you see this film, Corey?
I saw this film about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I believe.
Okay. You saw it first out of us.
I did.
I was just sat at work enjoying my day. And then you strike up and say, I've seen Dial of Destiny.
Well,
I go, well, now I've got to see it.
Yeah, so normally we don't review current stuff.
No, normally we don't.
I was talking to a friend and they were like, let's go to the cinema. And they were like, right, you've got Indiana Jones.
Well, let me just say this first.
Yeah.
Normally we're more of a throwback show.
Yes.
Like normally we're more of like, oh, here's something from 20 years ago. Here's something from 10 years ago. Here's something from early 2000s.
Yep.
That kind of stuff. Normally we're not like a current, this is on in the cinema type
Yeah.
person. Normally we leave that to other shows. But we're happy to cover something because we were doing the entire Indiana Jones series, started with the Raiders Lost Ark, just because Dial of Destiny was going to be out soon.
Yes.
We thought we'll cover Raiders, but then we thought, well, we'll just do Temple. It's
Yep.
easy after. We'll just do Last Crusade. And this became, we're just doing all of them now.
Yes.
Anyway, back to your story. You had 2 choices at the cinema.
I had 3 actually.
Okay.
So I watched this on the 11th of July. There we go. If you want exact. To know exactly what it was.
Continue.
So I was talking to a friend and right, okay, let's go to the cinema. Right, okay, you've got Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
You've got what's it called, like Elements or something?
Elementals.
Yeah,
I think,
the Pixar one, and you've got
that bombed. That so badly.
Insidious. So the new Insidious out?
Yeah, new Insidious. That's correct. I saw it.
Yeah, and I was like, right, well, one, I've never seen any of the other Insidious films, and
so
also
you're not
like
gonna know that.
modern day horror isn't really my thing.
No.
One, I forgot what Elementals was.
Right. It's
I know what it is now.
Disney. It's about a fire boy and lava girl.
Yeah, it's like fire, lava, air, and earth.
Yeah,
things.
Water girl and lava boy.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know what it is. And I was like, I'll watch
Animated.
Indiana Jones because we're covering it now on a radio show.
Good shout, Corey.
And they were like, yep, we'll do that. And we went and watched it.
Elemental's bombed anyway. That did so bad.
Yeah.
Apparently that sucked.
And then I told you, I went, I've just seen it.
I know, and I was like, no, I've got to see it. So I made immediate plans to see it the next week after on the Tuesday, and then I turned up to that.
That is my like one cinema trip of the year.
Is it nice?
I don't go often.
Don't go often.
It's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
Not in this neck of the woods.
No, it's like £15.
Wait, you know what? You know how much money we paid?
Go on.
We paid
Is
nine.
this just tickets?
Just tickets.
Yeah.
We paid £9.
I think
£5 for about £5 for each of us.
I think if you're gonna go here,
because unfortunately our insurance has Meerkat Movies
Ah.
on it, so we're able to get a discount on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
very nice. I believe for us, you're looking at like.
Where did you go? The Odeon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I went Odeon. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Nice.
Oh, Mission Impossible. Elemental.
There you go. Elemental.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, that's good. That is.
No, I went and you're probably looking at about like £15 ish, like roughly.
Yeah, no, we only paid for about 10, which we thought were great.
Yeah.
£5 a ticket, not too bad, you know. Meerkat Movies, get yourself some Meerkat Movies. I've got his autobiography, you know.
It's like if I was gonna go watch how much you can't find that really, can you? Check out Guest.
And there's so many good films coming out nowadays.
If I was to go watch Oppenheimer, it'd be about £10.
Oh, just by yourself?
By myself for a off-peak time.
Yeah.
And a standard seat, about £10.
Oh.
And then obviously you get snacks and food. We've got a pick and mix actually. Last time we
Have they got a pick and mix? I thought they didn't have a pick and mix.
No, we went to Wilco's and got our own big tub pick and mix.
Okay. Last time I went to Odeon was with what's his name? Is it? I've forgotten what his name is. I'm sorry, this person. I've forgotten your name completely. Just out of my head. Liam. I went with Liam, your mate. I went with Liam for my birthday. He took me out for my birthday. Wait, no, I saw you. I went with you in the day, didn't I?
Yes.
And then earlier that evening, when you went home,
yep.
I went out with Liam to go and see No Time to Die in the Odeon.
Very nice.
Thank you. And two of our professors were there. So it was just nice.
But yes, I went Odeon. We didn't splurge and go every man.
Okay.
With the nice fancy seats.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. We both saw it as we just recounted in the cinema.
Correct.
Let's talk a bit about the plot.
Yep.
It's 1944, and the Nazis are back. Nazi number 4, I'm sure, was there.
Yeah, I love the fact that there seems to be a theme of Indiana Jones film. First one Nazis, second one something else, third one Nazis, fourth one something else, fifth one Nazis.
You can't have the Nazis in the next one.
Yeah. You got a gap.
Yeah, gap
in between each Nazi appearance.
Yeah. That's what I always say. There's got to be a gap between Nazis.
Yeah.
They're back, and they've captured Indiana Jones and Oxford archaeologist Basil Shaw, who's played by Toby Jones. As they attempt to retrieve the Lance of Longinus, it's also called the Spear of Destiny.
Correct.
The spear that pierced Jesus Christ on the cross. They've got it, and in the French Alps. So they believe that they're going to try and get this and take it back. It belongs in a museum, as Indiana Jones would say. It's CGI face Indiana Jones.
Correct.
He's got a young man's face but old man hands. He moves like an old man, but he's a young man. What do you think of CGI face Harrison Ford?
And it looks fine, I guess. It's interesting because obviously Harrison. Weirdly, though, I know Harrison Ford's old, right? He's like what 80s, his 70s or 80s.
He's in his 70s now, I think.
But it doesn't look that bad.
No, he doesn't look that bad.
Like I put him. If you're going by just appearance, I put him in like maybe late 50s, early 60s, something around that time. I don't mind it because sometimes it's necessary. Because if he looked like older,
he's 81.
Yeah, exactly. So you'd kind of go.
81.
You'd be like,
my guess was 70s, so I'm underestimating.
I thought it was 70s.
I'm underestimating him as well. I just thought he was at least 75 or something. He's 81. Goodness me.
Yeah.
You know what? Do you know how old John Williams is?
I'm gonna hazard a guess because you said that, like 90 something.
Yeah, he's 91 years old. And I was looking up this, I thought, oh my goodness, he looks great.
Yeah.
To say he's 91, he looks great. Looks like he's not even 80. Looks like, he's 70s as well, maybe late 70s.
Yeah.
Goodness me. Clearly, maybe I've not got an eye for age.
Yep.
But Harrison Ford, he's back in the saddle again.
He is.
And he's rocking and roaring as Indiana Jones. Even when they take great care to cover his face.
Yes.
Put a sack over his face. Put a hat over his head.
Correct.
Cover his face somehow. I thought that was a bit egregious, but or put his CGI head on a stunt double's body. That happens as well, I think, at times.
Yeah, probably.
When he's on the horse.
Yeah.
In the parade. That's very
Yeah.
CGI head on a stuntman's body. But you know what Harrison Ford has said? If he's ever doing a stunt, you're going to see his face in it. You want to see his face, not a stuntman, the back of a stuntman's head. But no, instead you see your CGI face on a stuntman's head. Fair enough.
Yeah, well, didn't have modern tech back then.
Modern tech. Yeah, but it's 1944, Corey. Then we meet Jürgen Voller, who's our villain, knocking about in the background. It's Mads Mikkelsen. What do you think about Mads Mikkelsen?
He's great.
I love him. I
He's
know.
fantastic.
He's amazing. I just think
he's really good.
He is really good.
Because you have a little scene where the guy comes in with a little cart for food, and he's just kind of sat there. I forgot, he's like writing something down or something. I can't remember exactly what he's doing.
He's writing something down.
Yeah, he just kind of sat there, and he's like ominously kind of like asking this guy the question, like, "Oh, do you enjoy?" Because it's like the anniversary of them. No, it's the first time they've gone to the moon or something.
Yeah, it's a moon landing. Yeah, and he was talking about World War II.
It's Moon Day. That's what it is. It's Moon Day.
Yeah, it's Moon Day.
And he's like, "Oh, did you enjoy your victory in the war or something?"
Yeah.
And it's just very kind of subtly, like,
letting you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's got a plan. He's confident.
He's got a plan in it. Yeah. He's actually based on an actual person, not really based on.
Oh, okay.
Name's Werner von Braus or something.
Okay.
Who was basically was a Nazi SS officer, but then turned into one of the frontier people who helped them land on the moon, because that's what their plan was, to have Nazi scientists work on, NASA's moon project.
Oh, fair enough.
And so that's what that guy was actually inspired by. I don't think Werner von Braus' plan was to use a magical dial to transport
go back in time.
1939, but whatever. It's called the Antikythera.
Yep.
It's Archimedes' dial.
Correct.
I like that it was given a name.
Yeah.
One of my things when I went to this film is they hope they give it a name. I hope it's not just called the Dial of Destiny or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the Crystal Skull is called the Crystal Skull. But it's the Ark is called the Ark. It's called the Antikythera. Oh, the Antikythera. What's that?
Quite nice.
It's satisfying word.
Yeah.
It's built by Archimedes, a Syracusan mathematician, to reveal the time's-long fissures, allowing for possible time travel, Corey. It's a time travel story.
It is.
Because all the trailers were like, how is Mads Mikkelsen in 1944 and then in the future?
Yeah.
He must have time travelled. No, he just got really old.
It's got really old.
They just even though Mads Mikkelsen's like, what, 50?
Oh, here we go again.
Here we are. How old's Mads Mikkelsen? How old are you, Mads? Yeah, but he's a handsome looking
57.
man. Okay, he's good. He's good for nearly 60.
He is good for nearly 60.
He looks dead handsome. He still looks like, you know what? In Denmark, because he's Danish, he's a comedy actor. Do you know that?
Did not.
Whenever he's in Danish films, he's like a comedy actor. He's
Then he comes over here.
He comes over here and he's like the Nazi villain.
Yeah.
He's like the supernatural villain. He's like the serious villain. He's Hannibal Lecter. He's the serious villain. But in Denmark, he's like, oi! He's like you.
Yeah, but maybe that's because if you go to Denmark, he's just normal. He's average. If you come over here, he looks like a scary man.
He's over here. That's fine in Denmark.
Yeah.
In Denmark, people acting like that are just completely, you're fine, you're funny. But over here, he's the scary villain. Yeah. He's the evil villain.
He comes over here, looks like a Bond villain. Go to Denmark, and he just looks like a normal person.
Exactly. Says something about people in Denmark.
Yeah.
But no, I first encountered Mads Mikkelsen in Casino Royale, as many people did.
There we go.
In my favourite Bond film, Casino Royale. And I think Mads is an absolute class act. And he noticed in the credits he was and Mads Mikkelsen.
Ah.
He's that good now that he's got to that and level where it's and Mads Mikkelsen. Fantastic. Toby Jones, amazing performance as well.
Yep.
I'm not in much of this film, but really good when he is. Toby Jones is a very sort of UK actor player. Not many. I don't think many Americans would know who Toby Jones was when they saw him. A more recognisable American face might be Antonio Banderas.
Correct.
Who plays the friend of Indiana Jones in this and boat pilot.
Yep.
He plays Ronaldo, old friend of Jones, who's an expert diver.
Correct. What's it called? Like,
Ronaldo.
no, he had like a nickname, didn't he? Like,
The Frogman.
that's it.
That's what he was called.
Because
he's
say
French.
fish legs.
Yeah, because he's French, I think is the joke.
Yeah.
He's a good guy who's he's going to die for the cause.
He is.
And he does die.
He does.
He does die for the cause.
He does.
Then we have
Could have been saved if her plan was quicker.
yeah, Phoebe Waller-Bridge didn't decide to take ages. And we have Phoebe Waller-Bridge as Helena Shaw,
Correct.
who is Jones's goddaughter. I initially thought that she was his daughter.
Yeah, that's kind of where I thought it was going. I'm glad it didn't do that.
Yeah, I'm glad it didn't do that either. It's just his friend's daughter. Fair enough.
Yeah.
The filmmakers make she's very charming. She's very quick-witted. She's a pioneer, a grifter. She's more of a comedic character.
Yeah.
She's got she's quick wit on the dialogue, snappy, and she's the daughter of Basil Shaw.
Yes. I mean, it's great. She comes in, and you're thinking, "Oh, this is it. She's going to bring in Jan Jones back and make him want adventure." And it's like, no, actually, I'm going to use you now to sell this thing.
Yeah, exactly. Use him to sneak off, and she's like this in her own ways, sort of.
Yeah.
And Phoebe Waller-Bridge is always that kind of character. You see Fleabag, you see one, you see them all, really, with Phoebe Waller-Bridge. She's that kind of, but she does it very well. She's that one thing, but it's that one thing very well. It's like Mads Mikkelsen. He plays a sinister villain often, but he plays it very well. Doctor Strange, Casino Royale, even Rogue One, a bit, but not much. It's kind of a red herring, but still. He plays that character. He plays that role, but he plays it very well. Same with Phoebe Waller-Bridge here. She does that comedic, kind of comic relief, but kind of serious action heroine. She plays it, but she plays it very well.
Ah, nice.
Another person who we have here is John Rhys Davies. He's back as
Correct.
Salah.
He's back again.
Back again. It's he helped him find the Ark of the Covenant in 1936 and the Holy Grail.
Correct.
And now he's back. He's got his family with New York City. He's got
again
his grandchildren.
John Rhys Davies will appear if Nazis are around.
He will appear. He's like the Nazi fighter. He's sort of the Nazi anti-Nazi.
Again, not in the second one, not in the fourth one.
Exactly. Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he does. He's like the. You've got if Nazis are around, John Rhys Davies will be there to defend us.
He's gonna make an appearance.
Exactly. If the Nazis ever come back, we know who to call. John Rhys Davies.
Yeah.
And my axe.
You'll see him running around with a fez.
And my hat. He's a little
fez.
Little fez.
Little fez.
He always wears. And one of my favourite John Rhys Davies moments in this film is at the end of the film, where they say they're going to go and get ice cream. Congratulations. Also, we didn't put a spoiler warning down for this film.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yes.
2023.
Spoilers for a film that came out in 2023.
Nobody important really dies.
No.
Indiana Jones doesn't die.
He doesn't. Surprisingly.
He doesn't. Yeah, surprisingly. I thought he would.
I thought he might.
But when John Rhys Davies comes down the stairs and he runs like a little dwarf. Gimli's never left him. He goes like, ice cream, like that with his hands.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, what a charming old man. I don't want him to be my granddad. It'd be so fun. He was telling them, what was he telling them about on the way up the stairs? I think he was telling them about The Last Crusade or something.
Yeah, I think so. It was some...
Yeah, he was telling them about one of the films before or something. And I was like, that's the best thing. I love stuff like that. Then we have Shawnette Renee Wilson, who is fantastic as just a very sort of supporting CIA agent who gets killed by Dr. Voller.
Yep.
But she's just does really great. I really like this actress. Shawnette Renee Wilson, shout out to you. Then we have Thomas Kretschmann, who plays Colonel Weber, who's the Nazi colonel who Voller works for in 1944. You might recognise his voice, or recognise him from a couple of places. He played Baron von Strucker in Avengers, and he also voiced Professor Z in Cars 2.
Nice.
So there you go. Funny enough, two Nazis.
Yep.
So I don't know whether this guy's being typecast or not, but hey, though we knew Professor Z wasn't a Nazi, with a Nazi car, but he was like a German car with like a monocle, and he spoke about, he definitely was. He definitely was.
Yeah.
That means, does that mean World War II happened in the Cars universe?
I mean, there's a Pope.
There is a Pope. That's a good point.
Who knows?
Who knows? And
planes. Is there like a?
Yeah, there's a planes as well. There's a planes.
There's planes. Is there like a?
There's not boats.
No. I was gonna say, what's like the World War II plane, like the green, like the red
Spitfire.
Yeah, it's like a Spitfire plane.
Or a hurricane.
Planes.
I mean, a hurricane.
Yeah.
No, I don't think there's a Spitfire or a hurricane about. There might be in the Planes film. I've not watched it.
That's what I mean. Is there like a?
I don't watch the Cars spin-off films.
Is that a thing?
And we have Boyd Holbrook as well as Dr. Voller's sort of second in command. He's very crazy. He's very gun happy. He shoots everybody. We've got a couple more characters here. Archimedes makes an appearance.
There is a plane
Fantastic.
that's roughly World War based.
Oh right, okay.
Skipper Riley. It's a 1943 Vought F4U
1943.
Corsair.
Yeah, World War II happened in the Cars universe.
Yep.
World War II definitely. Professor Z is definitely in that scene, I think. Sorry, Thomas Kretschmann. My apologies.
Yeah.
Just because you're German. Now we go from.
In fact, he is. He's an old navy blue United States Navy fighter.
Okay. 1969.
Yeah.
Elderly Indiana Jones. He lives in New York.
Correct.
He's retired from Hunter College. Doesn't work there anymore. He's left, and his legal separation. Marion's divorced him. Marion Ravenwood
Correct.
is gone. Mutt Williams is dead.
Yeah, spoilers, he's died.
His own son in the whole film. They're setting up. He nearly gets the hat at the end,
Yeah.
but Indiana's like, it's still my hat, and it
Yeah.
was still his hat.
It was. Yeah.
No one else is touching that hat.
Nope.
Unless you're short round.
Yeah, unless short round can do it.
Wears it and has it and holds it, but whatever. If you're not short round, no one else can touch it.
Nope.
Apart from short round.
Yeah.
And him.
No, Mutt is gone.
Mutt is gone. Mutt is dead. Which is just a complete chop on Shia LaBeouf, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, you trash the film, your character dies. That's what you get. It's like Steven Spielberg is very ruthless with that kind of thing. He did it to Megan Fox as well in Transformers.
In all fairness, though,
Yeah.
it did help a little bit of character bonding between the two of them. Because having a nice conversation, she asked him if he can go back in time, what's the one thing he would change? And he says he would.
He would, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, was
Tell
it?
his son not to enlist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like nice little, because then she realizes, wait a
Yeah.
minute, this guy isn't, invincible. He's not whatever. So it fits. It's not like he's just gone, nah, get rid of you.
Nah. I'd go back a few weeks ago, tell myself to remember the milk when I go shopping. Not something like that, It's not like a linear thing. It's like I try and save my son's life, which is good. I'd say that he did develop a relationship with his son from 57? So he did spend a good 10 or so years with him.
Yes.
So there you go. That must have been something.
Yep. I do also like with this film and I think Crystal Skull, like you mentioned before in the episode, went for it with the whole we're going to make jokes about Indiana Jones being older.
Yeah, they do it here.
This leans into it more.
Yeah.
And I like that. Because this also leans into Indiana Jones isn't quite what he used to be.
Yeah.
Like you have the bits where it would be like the heroic part is a bit where Salah shouts, "Give him hell, Indiana Jones," and then he nearly gets hit by a car.
Yeah, he goes, "Give him hell, Indiana Jones," and he turns around and goes, "Yeah," and then the car was like, "Oh, yes."
Yeah.
Or that bit where he's squaring up to all those arms dealers.
Yeah.
And Voller and everyone, and he's like, "Get back, everyone, get back!" He gets the whip out, and they all just draw guns on him immediately.
Yeah.
But they pull the sword gun trick with him, and he's like, "What?" And he has to hide under the table as they're all shooting.
Yeah. There's a bit where he's climbing the rocks, and he's like, "I can't do it." It's like, what is it? Like, something about you've been years of climbing, you've got a bad back or something.
Bad back, yeah. He said, "You've never drank the blood of Kali,"
Yeah.
You've never been shot by your father,
Yeah.
And he's climbing up the rocks. Yeah, exactly. It's he's too old for this crap.
He is.
He's too old for it. He's like, I'm back.
Again, spoilers. You get that at the end where Indiana Jones is shot.
Yeah, he's shot and hurt and gonna die.
Yeah. And so he's laying there, and it's like, oh, okay, this man is now he's pretty much in peril.
Resigned himself, to his fate.
Yeah.
Of course, the plot revolves around the Antikythera.
Yep.
They find it on the train.
We do.
They flash forward after they loot it out the train.
I love a good
it's only
flash
the
forward.
half of the dial. You do the half of the
We
dial
do.
to complete the time travel
Yes.
thing. So it's 1969. It runs into a goddaughter, Helena Shaw, and they start to head off together to find the rest of the dial.
Yeah.
Do the chase in the subway. They meet Salah again, and they go to in Tangier because Helena escapes with the piece of the dial for Tangier. But then Jürgen Voller arrives, and he wants it. I like the snappy dialogue they have.
Yep.
Hey, you stole this thing, and Voller goes, "Well, you stole it." They go, everyone's sort of stealing stuff off each other, and meanwhile, this new character who is Teddy, which is a nice name. Teddy Kumar. He's played by Ethan Isidore, who he wants to learn to fly a plane. You see him at the start trying to, with the sort of pretend dials and stuff.
There's a bit of that. There's a bit, I think like the helicopter goes past and he tells them what it is.
Yeah.
Little bits like that. Little bits like that. There is a nice little ragtag of people in this.
Yes, I like. You know what? I love a ragtag team.
Indiana Jones always needs like Short Round and his dad, some kind of companion to bounce off. He's got 2 in this.
Yeah, I've got 2, and I like it too. I like a ragtag team. It's like that D&D feeling. I never don't compare everything to D&D, but I like D&D. But it's like that D&D theme where you've got the small guy who can fit through the cracks and crevices. He's quick. He can fly. He can got the tech skills. Then you've got the archaeology. He's a bit aged. He's a bit out of his prime, but he's trying to step back into the saddle. But he's still got the skills. He can fight and stuff. Yeah. And then you've got the more like a quick-witted, the smart one who can do the intelligence stuff like that, and you can like outsmart but like slip around, that kind of stuff, like the rogue. That's fun. I love a ragtag team together.
Yes.
Like a party. It's like a party, Yeah. Heading out on a great adventure, and that's fantastic. I like that the tuk-tuk chase against the car. That was fun.
That was fun.
Tuk-tuk, it's like
it's tuk-tuk, yeah.
Yeah. The tuk-tuk against the car chase. That was great. Where the CIA intercepts Voller on their helicopter.
Yeah.
But then the car is like chasing through the streets and then like bouncing up and down.
Well, yeah, because you've got the tuk-tuk that's trying to chase Voller. You've then got them being chased by like the mafia.
The mafia who wants Helena.
Yeah.
Because Helena's like illegal private auction has been ran by. It was ran by. She was running it off someone else.
Yeah.
And that someone turns up.
Yeah, and she's like engaged to the mafia boss or some kind of.
Engaged to the mafia boss. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're chasing after them. Meanwhile, they're trying to get to Voller, and
they're all trying to get they're trying to get the dial. Yeah, they're trying to get the dial. So then they track Voller over to Greece, and they head up with Ronaldo, who can take them down to the sea diver to go and get is it the map to where the other piece of the thing is? The Graphicos, it's called.
Yes, they're trying to get the Graphicos
tablets, containing directions to the dials of the half.
Correct. Which at this point, even though this film came out before our episode, and you also mentioned this, and I was hoping you'd mention this.
Eels, yeah.
They stole my joke, which we didn't, because it came out afterwards.
Well, no, but they may not have stolen your joke, but your joke, we predated the joke. Because there's a joke in this where they're about to dive down on Ronaldo's boat. They're about to go down to get the Graphicos in the shipwreck, and they say, "What's down there?" Indiana Jones says.
Yeah, because they can see something like flopping like in the water, in the ocean, moving a bit.
Flopping around. They go, "What's down there?" And Teddy goes, "Eels."
Yeah.
And people in my cinema laughed because they knew the joke was coming. Someone said, Teddy said, "Oh, eels," and the people in my cinema were like chuckling, and I was like, "Oh, we know what's coming."
Yeah.
Now. And then Indiana Jones was like, "Eels? They're like sea snakes," and everyone's like, "Yeah, it's sea snakes. Why'd it have to be snakes?" Why'd it have to be eel? Why'd it have to be eels? And that's exactly what I said when we did the eel joke.
Yes, it was.
About the trip to Atlantis, Avast, Indiana! We're going down the water to the eels! And watch out, those eels! They're like sea snakes. Oh.
Nice. I need to get attacked by the eels.
Well, there's loads of them.
There's loads of them.
They pop out that skeleton, pop out of the skull. I think that's a really cool visual.
Gets attacked by them. They eventually get out of there and they go up to the ship. Oh, they've got it. They've got what they came for. Oh, wait a minute. We've been overtaken.
Yeah, here comes Voller and his team in the boat.
Yeah.
Fancy boat. And I like Voller's little outfits. I've got to say, there's a lot of nice little outfits in this.
Yeah.
I didn't mention it for Crystal Skull.
True.
But people are wearing fancy outfits in Crystal Skull. But I like the fancy outfits in this because Indiana Jones, he gets to wear his suit and his he's got his little vest, his little bow tie,
he's a teacher.
His little glasses on.
He's just retired as a teacher.
Yeah. Helena has loads of cool outfits. She's got really nice trousers, and I like her little sort of not her like beach gear, but like her when it's they go to Greece, and when they're in the tuk-tuk chase in Tangier, she's wearing like white trousers and kind of like those classic old Indiana Jones like boots that Indiana Jones used to wear. That's fun. And I like Teddy's like fancy shirts and stuff. And Jürgen Voller wears like cool cool 3-piece suits and stuff and like little glasses and things like that. And he's got his hair slicked over. I quite like that. Everyone wears really cool fancy outfits in this. I really like that. I was going to mention it for Crystal Skull, but I think we were too busy talking about just the stuff in the film that I kind of overtook the outfit discussion.
Probably.
So,
Said probably.
okay, probably. Might have overlooked the outfit discussion, but we can talk about the outfit discussion here because everyone's got cool outfits.
We do indeed.
However, they've got the Graphicos.
Yep.
There's a bit of subterfuge
Yep.
involved. There's a bit of dynamite, but they managed to escape with the Graphicos, and they're heading over to Sicily because that's where the second dial is. They enter the era of
Something like that.
Dionysus or whatever. Jones and Deinonychus. There was a dinosaur down there. Jones and Helena.
There's a dinosaur down there.
Archimedes' tomb. The dial second half. It's
This
in the
works.
tomb. It doesn't work. In the tomb. And also in there, there's a wrist. He's wearing a watch. What?
Yes, he is.
There's propellers on the image
we
of the phoenix.
Yep.
How does that work?
I love this because there is always a discussion. This is distracting me now. There is always a discussion.
The helicopter and hieroglyphics.
Going to do an odd job here. Just kill someone. No, yeah, because there's a whole thing of like, oh, there's like a hieroglyphic thing. It's like, oh, that's a plane.
That's a
oh,
helicopter.
that's a
It's
watch.
the helicopter, isn't it, in the
Yeah.
hieroglyphics?
And it's like, I think it's like, no, it's just like the stone being used multiple times or something. I can't
Yeah, it's
remember what it is.
hieroglyphics over each other, I
Yeah.
think it was, that forms the...
But now they've gone, let's just put this into the thing.
Yeah, let's just put... I really like that, though.
It's
I really
a
like...
dragon.
It's a dragon. I like they call it a dragon. Because it was trailing smoke, so I
Yeah.
don't understand why.
If you ain't trying to smoke, it was fire. Well, it was fighting fire, but
Firing
you know, it
fire,
was-
but, you know, people were dying to, you
Yeah.
know, airborne attack.
Yeah.
But no, it was... they have propellers on the Phoenix, and then he's wearing a 20th century wristwatch on his arm. He's like, what's happened there?
Yeah.
But then here comes Jürgen Voller. They capture him. I like how the bad guys keep winning. I know that's going to sound a bit bad to say,
Yeah.
but I like villains that are actually competent.
Yes.
Okay? I don't like idiots.
Yep.
Because often in Indiana Jones films, the bad guys will be so inept or so
Yes.
idiotic, they either need Indiana Jones or they keep chasing him for some stupid reason. But this is like, Voller's got a plan.
Yep.
Voller's calculated man, he's sinister, he's got a plan, he knows what he wants to do, he knows how to get there. He's a bit advantageous at times, but okay. That's just necessary to the story.
Yeah. I mean, because also like you've got a part where I'm on a boat and he's like, he watches them go away and he's
Yeah.
like, they're not heading to like they're not going east, they're going west.
East, they're going west.
Or other way
they
round.
think they've tricked him. That's
Yeah.
what they think they've tricked him, but he sees they're going the opposite way, so we'll follow them.
We'll follow them.
So that's a good idea.
And in all fairness, Voller only fails, not even his fault.
You're right. It isn't really
It's
his
not
fault.
his fault because Indy goes, Archimedes doesn't account for continental drift, and you're thinking, oh, this is it. But it's not even that. It was just meant to go to Archimedes anyway.
Yeah,
Like, no matter
yeah.
what you did, that's where you end up. So it's not even Voller's fault. It's Archimedes' fault.
Exactly. It wasn't even his fault. But I think he made up that excuse, or he didn't know he was trying to trick Voller
Yeah,
to
I
not
think
go
he was.
through with it.
Well, I think in his head he was trying to make them turn round.
Yeah.
And then eventually he realizes, wait a minute, you've rigged it so we always come back,
Yeah.
so that we always end up here.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, but Archimedes needs help or whatever.
I don't know. He never told us.
No, he doesn't.
He needs a wristwatch.
he needs Voller's watch.
He needs Voller's watch for some reason. However, yes, that is Voller's plan. Also, I'm just going to mention when that big, when the big Nazi goon gets taken down by Teddy, and they land in the water and they swim away.
Yep.
Voller's just like, leave them. And I appreciate that's fair enough.
Yeah.
How are you going to get them back? They're going down the river.
Yeah.
You know, his henchman tries to go, and Voller's just like, no, leave him, go.
Yeah.
So that's fair enough.
Yeah.
He's like that guy drowned down there.
Yeah, he did because he got handcuffed like a
Yeah,
gate
he
or
got
something. Yeah.
handcuffed onto the thing, and he's like, like that guy just drowned. Dead.
Teddy's ruthless, man.
Teddy is ruthless. Teddy doesn't give a line.
No.
But Voller's plan is to take a German bomber back
Correct.
to 1939
Yes.
to assassinate Adolf Hitler.
Yeah,
which
he's.
apparently will help Germany win the war.
Yeah, because in his own mind, he's like, I know the mistakes he made. So if I can take over,
Yeah.
we won't make those mistakes
It-
because I've seen how it works out.
And I will be able to win for the Nazis. Yeah.
I love also the fact that like when Indiana Jones asks him like, where would you go, and he's not expecting him to say, because I forgot where he says he'll go back to where is it?
What was his line? Who's talking here?
Voller.
Voller.
Because he asked him where would you go back in time, and I think he's trying to figure out like why
Right,
he's doing
okay.
it, and I think he says like, oh, I'm going back to like Alabama or something. It's
Yeah.
some weird like
Oh yeah, of course. Because he says that's where he's from. He says he's from the University of
Yeah.
Alabama, doesn't he?
yeah, because then he tells Indiana Jones that his plan is to take over Hitler. He wants to then take
yeah.
his place.
I think his plan was to hit Hitler with a missile or something.
Something like that.
And then that way he can like blame it on the West and then say that it was like America or the UK, and then he can take over the Nazis.
Part of me thought he was gonna lead into the whole thing of like Volozak. You know, I believe this is an actual thing. That one guy would try to like, what is it? There's one Nazi who tried to, I think, plant a bomb in like a meeting or something.
Right. Okay.
And it nearly
did,
but it didn't work.
It didn't work. Yeah, I think so.
Part of me was thinking, is this where this is gonna go? Is Volo gonna be the guy that like tries to put a bomb in the room and it doesn't happen?
But they have to use the fissure. They have to use. They get the other half of the dial.
Yep.
They forges it together.
Yep.
He turns it on.
It does.
And the dial activates, and it's able to activate the time travel portal.
Fissure turns up.
They take the bomb plane through.
Yes.
And they go, right, 1939, Sicily, same place. Yep. Let's head there. But no, they've travelled in time. They've travelled too far. Yes. It's the Battle of Syracuse.
Well, immediately they think they're there.
Not Syracuse, New York. Katie, whoever that girl. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
But the girl was like, oh, it is. Like, it's not Syracuse, New York. No. Syracuse, Sicily.
Yes. But no, they think they've made it,
yes.
And they're like, well, we've won, we've done it, and then they eventually and then like we look outside.
I love their celebration, how it immediately turns to nothing. They go, yeah, we've done it, and Voller's like patting him on the back and stuff. They're like hugging, and then suddenly it's like a cannonball, just like a flaming, whatever it's like tar or whatever they shoot, isn't it? Like a catapult ball just
like
flew
that,
by the window.
They look outside and saw like the old wooden ships.
Yeah, Roman ships and stuff like that, and they're like, it's immediately. But also, Voller's screaming of, I cannot stay here, I cannot stay here. You know why he was doing that? I love how he's like had a mental breakdown or something. He sat there in the plane like this.
Yeah.
And then he's screaming at the pilots, I cannot stay here, I cannot stay here.
It's the whole thing of like, he's now realised, one, he's got it wrong, two, he's pretending, because they're like, oh, we need to go back, but like, I haven't got enough fuel to go back or something.
Yeah, to turn around, and
now he's trying to figure out what
and that one guy's just shooting people out the plane.
Yeah.
He's got like an M4 and he's just gunning people down outside the plane.
Meanwhile, Teddy's in the plane, which eventually the other guy wakes up.
Oh, yeah.
Who owns the plane.
He's like on board. I thought he was like a Nazi soldier.
He's like sleeping in the plane or something, I guess. And then he wakes up and he's like, you've hijacked my plane. He's like, where are we? And then he just goes along with it.
I thought he was like a Nazi and they were going to have to fight in the plane.
I guess
but then the guy just seems to be such a random guy.
Yeah, I guess he probably just like owns the airfield or something.
Oh, yeah. Random man, yeah. And then, but they're on the tail of the German bomber.
Yes.
Flying around. And they have, but then the German bomber crashes. Wait, no, do they jump out? Oh, yeah, they do, because Helena's inside the plane.
Yeah, they jump out. They jump out, end up jumping out with a parachute.
Parachuting down, don't they?
Because then Teddy goes, they're my friends, we need to pick them up or something.
They parachute and they meet the real Archimedes.
Correct.
And then as the plane, and I thought it was a bit underwhelming for Jürgen Voller to die in a plane crash.
Yeah.
Plane crashes happen. And people
I
die.
also love the fact that like they're all parachuting down. This one Roman soldier sees them and just like, I'm gonna go.
Guys, the parachute. I'm gonna kill the guys over there.
It's like they've come out with a dragon. I'm gonna go get them. And then like Archimedes, like is it Archimedes?
It's Archimedes' friend.
Yeah,
he's got a bow and arrow.
Shoots him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, this dial that I can't finish. Oh, you finished it for me. Thank you.
And then they find all the bodies, and then all the Jürgen Voller's body's completely torched.
Yeah.
It's like crispy Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's like, there was a bit in Hannibal. I'm going to tell you a bit now.
Okay.
In Hannibal's third season, one of the villains, Mason Verger, has a dream of Hannibal being cooked alive. And to do that, they use his body, but obviously they don't set Mads Mikkelsen on fire.
Yeah.
They made a life-size cast of Mads Mikkelsen.
Okay.
His entire body. And then they set that on fire, and then it was like roasted. The joke was that he's going to roast Hannibal Lecter and eat him. So they had a roasted Mads Mikkelsen body. And I wonder if it was a similar case here.
Possibly.
Either they've covered Mads Mikkelsen in prosthetic makeup,
or
they've got a Mads Mikkelsen-shaped doll, a Mads Mikkelsen-sized, life-sized doll, and just, burned it and put it in a Nazi uniform.
Yeah.
However, the villains are defeated. I did think it was a bit underwhelming to kill him in a plane crash, but okay.
Yeah. Again,
you could have trapped him there. That would have been like a nice.
Again,
he gets killed by the Romans or something.
Similar, I guess, to Crystal Skull, where it's like there isn't really that big kind of.
No, the villain kind of just goes away. I guess plane crash, alien, death ray.
Yeah.
The Archimedes takes his watch, of course, and gets the dial. But then I initially thought they are going to leave me. I don't think they're like, I've been shot here, leave me. I'm going to die. I've got to die in history. He wants to be a part of history.
Yes.
But then Helena's like, no, I'm not taking that. Yeah. And there was a great sigh of relief when she punched him in the face and it went to black. And everyone was like, oh, thank goodness he's not dying,
Yeah.
punch him in the face, take him back to 1969
Correct.
In the plane, thanks to Teddy's amazing skills.
Yep.
And Teddy is kind of like Helena's short round.
Pretty much.
If Helena is Indy.
Yeah.
He's got his hat back. Salah's back. It's all well as well with the world. Here comes Marion Ravenwood. She's back as well.
Yeah.
And it's just... And the whole series has a little bow on it.
It does.
And that's it now. Don't touch it anymore.
No.
It's nice and happy and safe and together.
Yep.
Just leave it.
It's fair.
We've got a few things to do, Corey, before
Yeah.
we round out this episode. The first thing we're going to do is give Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny a real rating.
Okay.
What would you say?
So I quite enjoyed this film.
Okay. I did.
And I would say in terms of just films in general, it's good fun. In terms of Indiana Jones, it's solid.
Yeah.
I would rate it somewhere in the realm of about 7.5.
Okay. I'm going to give it an 8.5.
Interesting.
I really enjoyed it. I think it was
Again,
great. It was
good day, could push it up to an 8.
It was an Indiana Jones film.
Yeah, it
and
was.
nothing's wrong with that.
Yeah.
I don't think Crystal Skull was really an Indiana Jones film, but it had parts of it.
In fact, what did I
This
give
was
Crystal Skull? I gave it 6.
This was an Indiana Jones film.
In fact, this is remember this is two.
This was like Last Crusade quality, and
This
I could
is-
do with Last Crusade quality.
This is 2 more better than
2 more, yeah.
Crystal Skull. So
I give Crystal Skull a 3,
give it
so
an
it's
8.
gone up, a 5.
Yeah.
So it's 3 up from.
I'll give it an 8, so it'll be 2 up for me.
Right, I'm 8.5 then for me.
Okay.
And I think it's a really solid Indiana Jones adventure. This would
Yes.
be an Indiana Jones adventure. Could it round out the series? It's a bit like Return of the Jedi, as in Return of the Jedi isn't as good as Empire Strikes Back, but it's good in itself.
Yes.
And I think this isn't good as Raiders, but I think it's good in itself.
Correct.
And it's about Last Crusade for me, I think, round about there.
Yep.
So that's what I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it an 8.5 reals.
Nice.
I'm very happy with Dial of Destiny. The critics' reception I did not understand because I don't really know what they were expecting.
Yeah.
Because it's an Indiana Jones adventure. You know, get all of them. It's great. So shall we actually rank the Indiana Jones films? That was our plan.
Okay.
Now, despite this film getting 58 out of 100 on Metacritic and a Rotten Tomatoes score of 69 out of that 69 isn't bad. Nice. It's over halfway. So.
Yeah. Okay. So if we're gonna rank them, how do we do it one by one? As in like 5. So we go up 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As in both say 5, both say 4, both say 3.
I've got
both
to
say
say
2.
the word of number 5 for
I
me.
think they're both going to be the same.
Crystal Skull.
Yeah, that's the obvious one.
Right. 4.
I think for me 4 is this one.
Okay. I'm gonna put Temple of Doom there.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's fair.
3
3 for me.
Then I'd say 3 for me would be. This would be Dial of Destiny.
I might get controversial. I might put Raiders as 3.
Oh, okay. Can you explain that?
Because I like it. I think it's fun and it's really good. But I think for a serious Indiana Jones movie, I think Last Crusade's better.
All right, I'm gonna go
Temple of Doom second for me.
Dial at 3.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Last Crusade. I'm gonna put Raiders at number 1.
1's Last Crusade for me.
What is Last Crusade for you? I
Yeah.
thought one was Temple of Doom.
It's
thought Temple of Doom was
changed.
your favourite. Wow.
After rewatching them, it's changed.
I'm glad we've done that, Corey. I'm glad we've shifted your opinion here. Last Crusade is your.
I would probably put Last Crusade and Temple of Doom on equal, but
Okay.
if I had to pick one, I think I would pick Temple of Doom.
Amazing. I'm so glad that Last Crusade's got up for you. I'm happy about that. And we've given it a real rating. We've ranked our Indiana Jones films. Now we might come back to Dial of Destiny in a bit, perhaps when more comes out about the film. We might do a second part. I'd be happy to. But overall, I think we've gotten a positive review from us, from the real guys.
Correct.
Now, a weekly rec, Corey,
Yes.
is what we need. And what have you got ready for us?
So, this might be it for a while. In terms of this, I'm going to go on a big bang.
Okay.
Big bonanza. Right. This one is got a bit of a better connection than last week's.
Okay.
Kind of.
Go on.
Okay, so Dial of Destiny.
Yeah.
Who are the villains?
The Nazis are the villains.
Correct. So let's say
Jürgen Voller.
Yeah. So let's say Nazis. Right. I sat down one day.
The Nazis sat down. Okay. I can imagine it now.
Got a spare half an hour before a meeting.
Okay, all right.
They decide to play a game.
Okay, I don't know where this is going.
Got some dice.
Dice. Okay.
Got about 5 dice specifically.
Right. Okay. I might know what game they're playing.
Roll the dice. Oh, I've got three fives. I rolled the other 2. I've got another 5. Roll one more. They get 5 5s. And they will shout, Yahtzee!
Yeah, okay. I thought you were gonna.
Because it sounds like Nazi.
Yeah.
So actually, they might shout Nazi.
Yeah, you don't want to shout Nazi, Corey.
So I'm recommending Yahtzee. Okay. However, it's house rules. There's a twist.
House rules. What's the twist?
One of them.
Lie.
Yeah. So yes. one of them. So let's say we're playing Yahtzee.
Okay. Yeah.
You would be blindfolded.
I would be.
I would roll the dice. I'd be like, ooh.
As you can see, I can't.
I've got 3 2s. I roll it again. Oh, I've got a Yahtzee.
Yeah.
Now you can't see what I've got.
No.
So you would have to say if I'm bluffing or if I'm telling the truth.
Okay.
That's the whole point of the game.
Wow.
It's an hour long, and it's good fun.
It is good fun. I love a good bluff. I love a good game of bluff.
Yep.
Corey, a game of bluff is one of my favourite games. Among Us. What's the game where you all close eyes and someone's been murdered? You try to figure out who the killer is.
Do you mean when you're playing like drama in like secondary school?
No,
like,
it's called
Wink Murder or whatever that is.
What?
That's what you play in secondary school. It's like Wink Murder.
Name, though. It's like there's actually a game where like it's like called Town something or whatever.
Oh, okay. You've got there's a werewolf one like that as well.
Yeah, werewolf. I think it's called that. I think it's something about that.
Yeah.
It's like
like everyone goes to sleep and then a werewolf murders someone.
And then someone's murdered.
Yeah,
and
they all wake up.
And you got to figure out who the murderer is. I love that. I love a good game of bluff, Corey. A game of bluff is one of my favourite games. There was a game we used to play called Traitor, where it was like you'd have mission cards. Yeah, you've played it before. And you have someone would fail the mission. The mission could success or failure, but a traitor has to try and fail the mission.
Yes.
But figure out who the traitor is. But you can select people for the mission to select who a traitor would be.
Yeah.
But sometimes as a traitor, you want the mission to succeed, so it gets blame off you. It's such a... I love a good game of bluff. Yeah. I love a good bluffing game. Not that I'm a talented liar. I just like the deception. I like the deception and the sneaky tactics. That's fun. Or the detective type where you're trying to figure out who it is, who's the traitor or the killer, or that's the best. And what would you rate Yahtzee But You're Lying from Parts Unknown with Sullivan Beau Brown and Adam Blampied? House rules.
I'm gonna give it a high. It's the last one. Give it a high. Give it a 9.
Whoa!
Whack it up.
9.
I bet you didn't see this coming.
I did not see that.
There you go.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Anything else before we end up wrapping?
Not particularly.
Any more jokes in you?
I did not yet
Any more one-liners?
Come in. No. Okay.
Nope.
Thank you very much for watching and listening to our review of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Recent one, but I think we're very happy with it. And that also rounds out the end of our Indiana Jones series, Corey.
Yes, it does.
It would be sad to see it go. We've had some good times.
We have.
I think it's time to finally say, Avast ye, Indiana! We're going down to the sea! And bring back all the favourites, Corey. All the Nazi names and all the pirate stories. All the snakes and all the hats.
What would it be called if pirates played Yahtzee?
Yahtzee!
No, I was going to say Yahtzee because of Yahtzee.
We have 2 different ones.
Both work.
Both work. Yahtzee do work, and so
put them together.
Yahtzee. Yahtzee. Yes. That's how the pirates introduce the sea. They go Yahtzee. Amazing. Thank you very much.
Great.
For watching and listening to our review of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny and the end of our Indiana Jones series.
Correct.
It's been fun. We should do like a box set or something. An omnibus is what we need. It's called an omnibus.
There we go.
We need an omnibus of Indiana Jones reviews where they're all one back to back.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Thank you very much. It is a goodbye from me, goodbye, and a goodbye from Corey.
Goodbye.